Hello, and welcome to another episode of Change Starts With You. I am Deborah Lawson, the Director of Development at United Way Emerald Coast. Today I have with me Sara Greco, the Vice Chair of Women United.
Hello.
Sara, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Sara Greco. I'm in the Air Force Reserve as a public affairs officer, and I also am a leadership coach. And my company is called Lead Into It.
Yes, Sara is doing really great work in our community with our military and just empowering young women. So we're really excited to have her as part of Women United. As you know, Women United is a group of United Way that focuses on mental health for women and girls across Okaloosa and Walton counties. And we had a really big event about a month ago. We had Brunch and Bubbly.
So fun.
Yes, it was a good time. So, Brunch and Bubbly is the one fundraiser that United Way hosts throughout the entire year. And it's an opportunity for the ladies of Women United to come together, celebrate the work that we've done over the past year, and also to get geared up and excited for another year of membership, crisis kits, empowers, and all of those really great things. This year was a big success.
It
I mean,
was
we raised
awesome.
over $16,000, which was just crazy to me.
It was wonderful.
Big number,
Yeah.
big number. So thankful for just our community and the generosity of the ladies that were there.
And they showed up. They showed up.
showed up and it showed
best.
out.
Yes.
Yes. So let's just jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So tell the people a little bit about Brunch and Bubbly. What was the vibe? What was the theme?
So the vibe was Bridgerton. Lots of flowers, florals, and Women United, we're all about the pink. So we saw a lot of pink, and the community just showed up. And it's such a great opportunity for women to kind of show off who they are too. And so some personalities came out, and they dressed up to the nines in Bridgerton style outfits. And then people just love dressing up in general. So this event gives an opportunity for everyone to dress up and feel pretty and to just celebrate one another.
For sure, for sure. So what were some of the standout moments that you saw during Brunch and Bubbly this year?
Well, first, just interacting with everyone. Everyone is so freaking nice. I don't know if I can say freaking. I'm so sorry. Everyone is so nice and kind and just open and welcoming. And so that's the vibe that is carried throughout the whole event. Everyone just wants to talk to one another, get to know one another, and create a community in that space of whatever space it was. And the uh, so many special moments happened throughout that time. So it was just us networking with one another, getting to know one another. And then during the actual event itself, where we had Camila come speak, and she interviewed with Nicole, our chair of Women United. And it was great to hear her talk about her experience throughout high school and how she grew up, and kind of shared how one of our events, Empower Her, impacted her and her life, and how we were impacted by her telling us her story. And so that was incredible to hear, and for our audience to hear about one of our programs. And then Kelly, CEO of United Way, she shared her story, and it was so vulnerable and touching, and it created such incredible vibe in the room where everyone recognized what Women United brought to the table, but also created a space where everyone felt vulnerable and felt trusting. And it was just such a nice event, and it was also just so much fun to be there with an amazing group of women.
It was an amazing group of women, and even some of our sponsors had the opportunity to speak. We had Jackie Blue from Home Two Suites, we had Laurel Cole from Eglin Federal Credit Union, even Sandy Sims, who she spoke on behalf of FPL. I mean, they just really dove into the mission, not only for Women United, but I really thought for United Way too. I mean, talking about just the Alice community and the work that we're doing to make life a little bit better for that Alice community and for the women and girls who are struggling with their mental health. I really enjoyed hearing those sponsors speak. And, of course, plug for our sponsors. We wouldn't be able to do anything without our
It's very
sponsors.
true.
We've got a ton to mention.
I mean, just a few. Just a few. I mean, Eglin Federal Credit Union, we appreciate you guys so much. We couldn't have done it without you. Home to Suites, this was our first time hosting at Home to Suites, and it was incredible. We, again, could not have done it without them. And the venue was beautiful. It did so well. Civetta Solutions, FPL, The Board Chef, Mid-South Bank, Chelco, Florida Blue, Diana Health, Publix, Tap the Coast, Event FYI. I'm
Mm.
sorry, you're gonna be able to cut that, right? I'm so sorry. Okay. What about some other?
So we did have FYI. That was, for every
Yeah.
Images. He sponsored, just when I say sponsored, I mean he volunteered his time.
Yes.
Just, hey, I want to do something really good for the community. Let me just jump in and take some pictures of this really fantastic event. Our friends at One Shot also made a really great video that was just a good recap of the event and took some really great photos then
Yeah.
too. We even had Forget Me Not florals. Yes.
Those decorations, incredible. I
Perfect.
mean, that is what made the
Hmm.
event. Like, it created the whole environment for us.
It absolutely did. I mean, and we also had, so you mentioned Tap the Coast. That was one that we talked
We also
about.
had
Yep.
Life Media and
Hmm.
Palm Beach Media Group.
Hmm.
We appreciate
Hmm.
them so much. Got the
Of
word out for
course.
us.
Yes, yes. I mean, I think we've hit everybody.
And we have hit everyone. And I
Perfect.
mean, all the people that attended
Hmm.
too,
Hmm.
you helped us and support us in so many ways that, I mean, we can't begin to thank you all.
Absolutely not. We'd be here for a lot more time than what we actually have.
Exactly.
So,
Just
so
consider everyone thanked.
yes, yes. So, what kind of impact do we think that Brunch and Bubbly and the funds that were raised at Brunch and Bubbly, what do we think that that's going to do for our community?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it provides us with so many opportunities to expand what we have already built a foundation on,
Hmm.
for Women United. We focus on mental health, especially women and young girls, and we host events like Empower Her, where we have workshops for preteens, teenage girls, and just provide them with the tools and the resources that they need in order to feel like themselves, feel like their authentic selves as they go through the journey of growing up. As I'm sure both you and I have experienced personally, that is so important. And so with these funds, we can expand upon that and build and do more of those. And we've heard such good feedback on these events and continue to hear such feedback. So it brings us great joy to be able to expand upon that. And then we also provide crisis kits to schools in the area. And these are just resources for our guidance counselors to just lean upon when they need to expand their resources for a short time. Maybe a tragedy might have happened at the school and they're just one or two or three people staff and they can only reach so many students. And so these crisis kits give them an opportunity to really expand that reach during that time. And so we've hit up a lot of schools. We still have schools that we want to hit and make sure that they have access to those kits, which again, we've received a lot of good feedback from the guidance counselors. So, I mean, those are just two ways, but with the continued support from the community, who knows what we'd be able to do? Who knows what we'd be able to accomplish in the next year? We've done so much over the past 4 years just with this continued support.
Hmm. That's a really inspiring. I'm already jazzed, and I'm trying really hard to sit still so the people that are watching our podcast don't have to worry about that. But
Those that are just listening, she's doing a dance.
but yeah, so that is really inspiring. I'm really excited to see what we're going to do this year. I know that we're going to do great things. We already have, like you said, but again, we're just going to keep building and we're going to keep doing more.
Yeah.
We've even talked about increasing the number of those empowers that we're doing instead of doing 2 a year. What if we do 4 a year? I think that would be really fantastic for our community too. So, let's see here. So we talked about some of those stories that were shared, and I'll tell you too, hearing that vulnerability, that's something that's really important
Hmm.
for our young ladies that are benefiting from Empower Her and all the things that Women United is doing. But it's also really good for us as adults to hear that. I think that you said it during one of our meetings one day. You said everybody in Women United is just trying to heal a little part of themselves. And I'd never thought about it that way before, but when you said that, it was an aha moment of, oh my goodness, she's absolutely right. And I reference that in a lot of our meetings. And so I think that having someone that is willing to get up on stage and share
Hmm.
and allow themselves to be so vulnerable is really powerful in our community. And I think that is probably it played a huge part in making the event so successful. Because I don't know about you, but I was sitting in the back of the room just crying, tears pouring down my face because I'm listening to these people that I love and that I care about, and they're sharing their journey, and I identify with it and I understand it. And so we're really excited to see all of the things that are going to be done. You know, we raised over $16,000 that day. That was just 150 women in our community that just, put their hand up and said it's not okay for anybody to feel this way, or to feel negatively about themselves, and they did something about it. So that's really powerful, and we're going to do so much good. And speaking of doing good, we've got a lot of things coming up. Yeah, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're gonna make sure that we are getting out there and telling everybody in our community about who we are as Women United and what we're doing to help mental health for the women and the girls in our community. So what do we got? What's coming up, Sarah? Tell the people.
Well, you'll see Women United members kind of out supporting different events throughout the community. But one event that's coming up that we already kind of mentioned, but we have an Empower Her coming up on May 10th. And it's a workshop that we're working on and creating all the details. But really, Women United is so proud to host one of these for preteens and teenage girls, just to provide them with resources. And so we're building that agenda right now. It's at Niceville High School, right?
Correct.
And so great place to have it. And we're looking forward to kind of seeing all of that. But additionally, if anyone's interested in joining Women United, we'd love to have you. Just reach out to our Women United team, and you can help support the change that this group is creating in our community, and really helping to showcase that, yes, mental health is a stigma. There are things about it that maybe people don't want to talk about. But when we do talk about it, we bridge a gap and create that space of vulnerability. And it's so powerful. And that's the kind of change that we're making with this organization.
Absolutely. When we do things like that, we take that stigma and we knock it right down, just like any of those other barriers that come with a mental health. And so we do have that Empower on May 10th, and it's going to be so fun. And we're already in the talks with Bridgeway. They're doing a mental health celebration on May 16th at Liza Jackson Park. So we're going to have a team there just celebrating mental health and how far we've come.
We'll be wearing our pink shirts. So
Yes.
if you see pink shirts, that is probably us.
That's us. Just listen for a really loud cackle and you'll find me.
Our leader.
Looky there. See, I did it just for you. But Sarah, thank you so much for coming to spend your
Thank you
time
for
with us.
having me.
Thank you for all you do for Women United. Sarah does a really great job of stepping up and advocating for Women United and United Way and World Coast. So the work that you do is really what helps us create change in our community, and it's through volunteers like you that believe in the work that we're doing and want the world to be a better place, that we're able to accomplish everything that we've done. So we couldn't do it without you, and we appreciate you. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching Change Starts With You. We'll see you next time.